Your car isn't lazy, it's just misunderstood. Buried under layers of factory programming, forgotten sensors, and years of stop-and-go driving, it's quietly begging to run better. You don't need expensive tuners or shady, illegal hacks to bring it back to life. Today, we're taking the internet's 17 viral forbidden car tricks and rebuilding them into 18 smart, legal, shop-tested methods that actually work. These are the tricks that mechanics whisper about, the ones that make a regular car feel cleaner, smoother, and sharper, without voiding a warranty or risking your engine. So whether you drive a decade-old sedan or a modern hybrid, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to make your car feel 10 years younger. Starting with one button, one simple idle, and zero tools. Play 18, the throttle and press idle relearn trick. If your car hesitates off the line, or idles like it just woke up on the wrong side of the garage, this first tip can feel like magic. Modern ECUs learn how you drive, every gentle start, every slow acceleration, and they slowly adapt to those habits. That's great for comfort, until it isn't. Over time, your car starts to assume you're always driving like that. It softens response, lowers revs, and dulls performance. But here's the secret. You can reset that lazy memory safely. After a battery change, a cleaning, or even a service, do this simple idle relearn. Start your car, turn off the AC, and let it idle undisturbed for about 15 minutes. Don't touch the gas pedal, don't open the door, just let it think. Then take it for a smooth drive. A few minutes of city stop and go, followed by a gentle 50-mile-per-hour cruise. What happens next is subtle but real. The ECU reteaches itself how to breathe and balance air-fuel ratios in real time. The idle settles, shifts smooth out, and throttle response becomes instant again. It's not witchcraft, it's science. You just reminded your car how to be new again. Play 17, cleaning the MAF amp throttle body, the 10-minute revival. Now that your car's brain has reset, it's time to clear its lungs. Every car, even new ones, slowly build up a thin film of carbon inside the throttle body and dust on the MAF sensor. That grime tricks the engine into thinking it's getting less air than it actually is, forcing it to overfuel, run rich, and waste energy. The fix costs less than $10 and feels like a full tune-up. All you need is a can of MAF cleaner, some throttle body spray, and a few minutes. Unplug the MAF, give it a few light sprays. Never touch the sensor wires, just let the cleaner dissolve the dust. Then open the throttle plate, wipe the edges gently with a lint-free cloth and the cleaner. Let everything dry, reinstall, and perform that idle relearn again. When you start the engine, it may cough once, then suddenly it's smoother. Idle stabilizes, throttle sharpens, and within a few trips, your fuel economy climbs. Drivers often say, "It feels like the engine can finally breathe again." Because that's exactly what's happening. You've restored the precision airflow the ECU depends on. Play 16, top-tier fuel, and the PE cleaning boost. If your engine feels sluggish or your cold starts sound rough, the problem isn't always mechanical, it's chemical. Over time, microscopic carbon builds up inside your injectors, turning that perfect fuel mist into a lazy drizzle. The result? Less power, more fuel burned, and that faint vibration you can't quite explain. The fix isn't an expensive shop service or a mystery bottle from the gas station shelf. It's one smart combination, top-tier fuel and a PEA-based injector cleaner. PEA stands for polyethyramine, a powerful detergent proven to dissolve the carbon that cheap fuels leave behind. Here's how to do it right. Run your tank down to about a quarter, pour in the cleaner, and then head for a 30 to 45-minute steady highway drive. Keep the revs consistent. That's when the cleaner does its best work. Within a few days, cold starts smooth out, throttle response sharpens, and your MPG can jump by 2 or more. It's the simplest chemistry lesson your car will ever thank you for. the kind that makes it whisper. Finally, some real fuel. Play 15, the transmission. Drain and fill routine. If your transmission hesitates before shifting or jerks between gears, don't panic. It might not be failing, it might just be tired. Modern cars often come with so-called lifetime fluid. But what manufacturers really mean is lifetime of the warranty. After that, it's your problem. The trick isn't a risky full flush. It's a gentle drain and fill routine. Drain what comes out, measure it, refill with the exact same amount of the proper OEM fluid. Then drive a few hundred miles and repeat once or twice more. Over those cycles, you'll have replaced almost all the old fluid, without shocking the system. I've seen this single habit rescue countless slipping transmissions from early death. The result? Crisp, confident gear changes and years of extra life, all for under $100. Because transmission longevity isn't magic. It's maintenance done smarter than the factory schedule. Play 14. The battery and grounding. Refresh. Here's a trick almost no one talks about, yet it affects everything your car does. From throttle feel to fuel economy, every modern vehicle depends on stable voltage for precision. Sensors, coils, injectors, and even the transmission rely on clean signals from your battery and alternator. But corrosion, weak grounds, or aging batteries quietly degrade those signals, creating random lag and roughness that no mechanic can see. To fix it, grab a multimeter, some sandpaper, or a wire brush, and a dab of dielectric grease. Check the battery voltage, 12.6 volts at rest, 13.8 to 14.4 while running. Then, clean the main grounding points between the engine, chassis, and battery terminals until they shine like fresh metal. Once you've done it, your car will start faster, idle steadier, and even shift smoother. It's one of those hidden feel improvements. No flashy mod, no parts to buy, just clean current and honest communication between your car's systems. Because sometimes the best tune-up isn't in the engine, it's in the electrons. Play 13. Spark plug. Precision. The hidden tune-up. You've probably heard the phrase, pre-gapped plugs. Sounds convenient, right? Just screw them in and go. But here's the truth. Pre-gapped just means set at the factory, not necessarily set for your engine. Even a few thousandths of an inch off can mean incomplete combustion, wasted fuel, or that annoying vibration at idle you can't quite name. Here's what pros do. When replacing plugs, use the OEM specified type and heat range, then verify the gap with a proper gauge. Don't crush or pry fine wire plugs. Adjust gently or swap for another one if it's way off. Then torque them to spec on a cool engine to protect the threads. Get this right, and your car rewards you immediately. Faster starts, a calmer idle, and that crisp, smooth pull you used to feel years ago. It's a small detail, but it's the kind of detail that separates a mechanic's car from everyone else's. Play 12, the PCV valve and catch can combo. Every combustion engine breathes and exhales. Inside that cycle, oil vapor sneaks through, hitching a ride into your intake system where it slowly builds sticky carbon on your valves and pistons. That's where the PCV valve, positive crankcase ventilation, steps in. But when it clogs or leaks, your engine starts drinking its own fumes, dulling throttle response and increasing oil use. The fix is simple. If your car's PCV valve is serviceable, replace it every 50,000 miles. And if your local laws allow, install a small baffled catch can in the PCV line. It traps those oily vapors before they reach your intake, keeping the air entering your engine clean and dry. Empty at every oil change, and you'll be amazed at what you catch. Dark sludge that never made it into your combustion chamber. Cleaner valves, smoother idle, fewer carbon deposits. It's like giving your engine a fresh pair of lungs. Play 11. Air in, air right. the breathing upgrade that costs almost nothing. Your engine is an air pump, simple in theory, but easily suffocated. A clogged air filter or blocked intake snorkel forces your car to work harder for every breath. And while some enthusiasts drill holes in their air boxes for more sound, that just invites hot, dusty air, the exact opposite of what your engine needs. Instead, pop open the box and inspect your air filter at every oil change. If it's gray or caked with dirt, swap it for a high-quality panel filter, not a cheap one that sheds fibers. Then check the factory snorkel leading to the airbox. Clear out leaves, bugs, or debris, and make sure the seals around the lid are tight. That's it. 5 minutes, no risk, and a real improvement in throttle response and fuel efficiency. Your engine breathes easier, your sensors read cleaner, and your mileage quietly climbs. Sometimes, performance isn't about adding power, it's about giving back the power you've been losing without even realizing it. Play 10. Alignment and tire. Precision. The rolling efficiency trick. If your car feels like it's fighting you down the highway, or your steering wheel leans slightly left when you're driving straight, you're losing power and money every mile. Misaligned wheels and uneven tire pressure create silent resistance that drags your fuel economy, wears out your suspension, and makes the ride tiring without you even realizing it. Here's the fix. Start simple. Check tire pressure first thing in the morning when the tires are cold and inflate to the manufacturer's recommendation on the door jamb, not the number on the sidewall. Then, once a year or after any suspension work, get a four-wheel alignment done by a reputable shop and ask for a printout. The results are instant. Your car tracks straight, steering feels light and precise, and the fuel gauge moves slower than before. It's one of the most underrated performance mods you'll ever do, because the best power gain is the power you stop wasting on friction. Play 9. Brake drag and rolling resistance, freeing the hidden horsepower. Ever notice your car feels sluggish even when the engine sounds fine? Sometimes the problem isn't under the hood, it's at your wheels. Brake calipers that stick just a little, or slide pins that haven't been lubricated in years, create constant friction. You might not hear it, but your car feels it every second, every mile. The quick test? After a short drive, hover your hand near each wheel. If one's noticeably hotter, that brake is dragging. Here's how to fix it safely. During your next service, ask your mechanic to clean and grease the caliper slide pins, inspect brake pad fitment, and check that the rotors spin freely. You can even do it yourself with the right tools and high-temperature brake grease. The difference is remarkable. Smoother coasting, better acceleration, and slightly cooler fuel temps. It's not horsepower you're adding. It's horsepower you're freeing. Play 8. Cooling system. Consistency. Power through temperature engines love consistency. Not too hot, not too cold. But as cars age, thermostats get lazy, coolant weakens, and radiator caps lose pressure. When that happens, your ECU quietly pulls back timing to protect the engine. You lose torque, response, and even a little efficiency. To fix it, flush your cooling system every 2 to 3 years with the proper OEM-specified coolant. Replace the thermostat if your gauge takes too long to warm up, and swap the radiator cap if it's not holding pressure. These small components cost almost nothing, yet they keep your engine running at its sweet spot, where combustion is most efficient and the ECU allows full power. Once everything's refreshed, you'll notice the difference. Faster warm-ups, stronger throttle when hot, and no more sudden temperature swings in traffic. Because true performance isn't just about power. It's about stability. A healthy cooling system keeps your car strong, steady, and ready for whatever the road throws at it. Play 7. Exhaust integrity. Letting the engine tell the truth. Your exhaust system is more than just a pipe. It's the messenger that tells your ECU how your engine is performing. When small leaks form before the oxygen sensors, extra air sneaks into the exhaust stream. That false lean signal makes the ECU dump in more fuel than needed, killing fuel economy and power while leaving behind unburnt soot. Here's the fix. Crawl under your car, or have a trusted mechanic inspect the exhaust manifold, gaskets, and joints. Look for black carbon streaks. That's a sure sign of a leak. Replace cracked gaskets or corroded flanges and make sure the O2 sensors are tight and sealed. The moment the leak is gone, your fuel trims rebalance automatically. Idle smooths out, throttle response returns, and your exhaust note gets cleaner. You'll feel like you tuned the engine, when really you just gave it honest information again. Play 6. Proper carbon cleaning. The safe decarbonization method. You've probably seen videos of people pouring water or solvents into their intake to steam clean the engine. It looks dramatic. Clouds of smoke. Dramatic revving. But it's risky. Too much liquid, and you can hydro-lock the engine in seconds, bending a connecting rod and turning a $10 trick into a $4,000 disaster. Here's the professional way. If your car is port injected, use a trusted intake valve or throttle body cleaner like CRC intake cleaner, applied carefully with the engine at a steady 2000 RPM. If it's direct injection, GDI, the only safe method is a walnut shell blast or a professional induction service at a shop. Done right, you'll see smoother idle, better throttle recovery, and even cleaner exhaust smell. It's a quiet kind of transformation. Not flashy smoke, just efficient combustion returning to where it should be. Carbon cleaning isn't about spectacle. It's about science done with care. Play 5. Software updates and ECU recalibration. The invisible upgrade. Modern cars are rolling computers, and like your phone, their brains evolve over time. Manufacturers quietly release updates that fix transmission hesitation, throttle lag, idle dips, or weird start-stop behavior. But they rarely advertise them. Most drivers never know these software tunes exist, so the next time you visit your dealership or trusted shop, ask them to check for ECU or TCU updates using your VIN. Many updates are free under service campaigns or technical bulletins. You'll often drive away with a car that shifts cleaner, idles steadier, and even runs cooler in traffic, without replacing a single part. Think of it as giving your car a quiet IQ boost. The same hardware, but smarter, smoother, and more efficient than before. It's proof that sometimes the biggest upgrade doesn't come from a wrench. It comes from a few lines of smarter code. Play 4. The fuel filter strategy, protecting your engine's lifeline. Every drop of fuel that enters your engine passes through one unsung hero, the fuel filter. But when manufacturers began hiding filters inside sealed tanks and calling them lifetime, they turned a serviceable part into a silent time bomb. Over the years, dirt, rust, and debris build up, starving your injectors and fuel pump until one day, your car hesitates, sputters, or dies on acceleration. The fix is refreshingly simple. If your car has an external serviceable fuel filter, replace it every 30,000 to 40,000 miles. It costs less than lunch and protects thousands of dollars worth of components. If your model has a so-called lifetime filter buried inside the tank, ask your mechanic about preventive pump module replacement once you're past 100,000 miles, or install an OEM-approved inline pre-filter if your setup allows. The result? Instant throttle smoothness, stronger acceleration, and a quieter fuel pump. Think of it as giving your car a clean bloodstream, one that delivers power without clogs or hesitation. Play 3. Electrical connectors. The hidden language of power. If your car occasionally stumbles, idles rough, or throws random sensor codes, you might assume something's wrong mechanically. But in truth, many of these problems start with something as tiny as voltage loss across a dirty connector. Over time, moisture and vibration corrode the contacts on sensors like the MAF, throttle body, pedal position, and ignition coils. The result? Weak signals that confuse your ECU and create phantom misfires. Here's the fix. Unplug these key connectors one by one. Inspect them for greenish corrosion or bent pins and clean them with electrical contact cleaner. Let them dry, then replug until you feel a solid click. It takes minutes, but the impact can feel massive. Your car stops guessing. Throttle becomes more responsive, and even shifting can feel smoother. In the digital age of driving, clean communication is horsepower. Play 2, the throttle response. Upgrade. You've probably noticed that modern cars have a soft, delayed feel when you press the gas. That's not in your head. It's by design. Automakers program throttle lag for comfort, emissions, and traction control. But buried inside your car's software is the potential for instant response. And you can unlock it legally. Start by switching to Sport or Sport Plus mode if your car has it. These factory settings instantly sharpen throttle mapping without affecting warranty or emissions. If your vehicle doesn't have those options, consider a manufacturer-approved throttle controller, a small device that plugs between your pedal and ECU, adjusting the signal within safe factory limits. Combined with your MAF and throttle clean from earlier, the effect is incredible. Acceleration feels direct, effortless, like your car finally listens to your foot again. It's not about raw horsepower. It's about connection. The moment you feel that instant response, you'll wonder why it ever came with a delay in the first place. Play 1. The maintenance rhythm that keeps everything alive. Here's the real secret behind every miracle. Car story you've ever heard. The truck that hits 300,000 miles. The sedan that still idles like silk after 20 years. It's not luck, and it's not magic oil. It's rhythm. A consistent, thoughtful maintenance rhythm that catches small issues before they grow and refreshes every system just when it needs it most. You don't need a shop to build that rhythm. Just a plan. Once a month, spend 5 minutes checking your tire pressure, fluid levels, and a quick glance under the hood for leaks or corrosion. Every oil change, take 10 more minutes. Inspect your belts, hoses, battery health, and air filter, and scan for diagnostic codes or fuel trims, even if no warning light is on. Every year, review your coolant, brake fluid, and alignment, and check whether your car has any software updates or recalls available. These simple habits keep your car in tune with itself, just like a healthy heartbeat keeps a person alive. When you do this consistently, you'll notice something amazing. Your car doesn't just last longer, it feels better longer. The idle stays steady, the shifts stay smooth, and you stop worrying about the next big repair. This is how mechanics, fleet drivers, and long-haul owners hit legendary mileage, not by chasing miracle products, but by following a quiet rhythm, month after month, that keeps every system connected and every part doing its job. Because at the end of the day, reliability isn't built in the factory. It's built in your garage. You've just learned 18 practical, legal, shop-proven tricks that breathe life back into any car. No illegal shortcuts. No snake oil. Just genuine mechanical wisdom. The kind that makes every mile smoother, every shift cleaner, and every tank of gas go farther. If you start anywhere, begin with 3 moves. Clean your MAF and throttle body, do a full idle relearn, and check your tires and alignment. Within a week, your car will feel more awake, more responsive, and just right again. And if you made it this far, you're already driving smarter than most people on the road. So subscribe to Mechanical Wonders for more real-world car wisdom, because we're here to help you not just fix your car, but truly understand it. Drive smart, maintain well, and enjoy the machine you already own. Because with the right care, your car's best years don't have to be behind it. They can start right now.